Well, folks, you don't have to stand. Every time I hear "Hail to the Chief," wonder where the hell is he? Took me a long while. You think I'm joking? I'm not. Turn around and where's the president? Folks, look, I'm Jill Biden's husband, and proud of it. It's been we're honored to get this tradition going after 3 years. 3 years, 2 in our watch, and one before that because of COVID. We're able to get together again. And folks, one of the things that the Vice President and I talk about once in a while is that I wish we were able to do more of this so that you all got to know one another well. I was asked a long while ago when I was quote a professor at Penn, when I got finished being vice president, why things seemed to be so distant. And I was telling the story that in my 6 years vice president, there were a number of you who were new members of the House and Senate coming in, and my job, which I was happy to fulfill as vice president, was to be the main liaison between the administration and the Congress. And I realized there were a lot of new people I didn't know. I didn't know well, but so many people I'd known for so many years. And so I decided to go up to the private Senate dining room, we used to call it. As you go down the hallway on the first floor, there's the elevator, turn to the right, you have the public room where you can go in with a member in the Senate, and you turn left, and there was a private room with 2 big conference tables and in it, and a buffet that people would, and we all, when there weren't many folks there, Democrats and Republicans sat together. It was a place where we could actually talk to one another, get to know one another. And when, in fact, I remember the first time that I went, I didn't want to go to lunch because I'd come under tough circumstances. And I just wanted to, I wasn't even sure I wanted to be here. And I was 30 years old. And Teddy Kennedy walked in one day and said, "Come on, you're going to lunch." I said, he said, "You're going to lunch." And they brought me over to the Senate dining room, and sitting around one big table where I think it holds 14 people, and there's a small table in the corner on the Democratic side because we have the back table. And I sat down. He said, "Just listen. Come here every day and just listen for the better part of an hour. You'll learn more about your colleagues than you'll learn by debating on the floor, Democrats and Republicans." And I did. And I went to lunch there almost every day, spent between a half an hour and an hour. And you got to know people. Back in those days, when we traveled, we would travel with our spouses internationally when we would go overseas. And it's hard to dislike a colleague when you know he or she has a wife or a husband that has cancer. It's hard to look at someone who you strongly disagree with and make it personal when you know they have a son or a daughter that has a problem. It's hard when you get to know people because you see through the humanity. And it changes things. We used to have debates with me and, for example, Jim Eastland, with whom I agreed on virtually nothing except we were both senators. But we'd debate like hell on the floor of the Senate and go and have lunch together. And John McCain became one of my closest friends, even though John McCain and I were like brothers who would go at each other with hammer and tong. But when it was over in the debate, we knew each other. My point is, I hope that we do more of these kinds of events so you get to know your families, get to know each other's families, get to know your spouses, your kids, get to know one another in ways that are more personal. Because that, in my view, is what brings us together. That's what made it so much easier 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. And so I hope that so pay attention to one another. The thing that I'm going to worry you about is that they said you could work the rope line. I said, hell, I'm going to sit down and eat with y'all. And so you're stuck with me. So enjoy the day. Pray the rain stays away. And I hope you have a good time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.